It's crazy to sit with some of these more experienced players and have them coach you. Today I was with some Vegas players, Granny Smith, Milo, and Turtle, before the tournament. And I was fighting against Turtle while Granny, who was operating on 30 minutes of sleep after the VG boot camp party last night, was calling out advice. He could see every move and called out my correct counter or what I should have done. Now I knew my knowledge of the game was limited, but his awareness and ability to see every detail with the least bit of effort on limited sleep really highlighted how little I know. Then I jumped in with Milo and we worked on some basic fundamentals. Months into this journey with esports, and I'm still a complete noob. Just when I start to feel like I'm learning the game, I get a huge slap in the face and find out just how bad I am. This theme continued on for the night with me losing to someone I was clearly better than. And that was the first time it happened. Yes, I know I fought people who were around my skill level, who I said I should have beat, but this was the first time that I was able to recognize someone with a lower skill level and completely fail to capitalize on it. I was truly salty for the first time tonight, which, if you don't know what that means, it's basically pissed off or bitter about a loss. But it also made me question what the hell I'm doing. How am I failing over and over? And I even wondered about quitting for the first time. So a few firsts, both related to tournament nerves, which was a bit shocking to me, but I'll come back to this. After my loss, Milo and Navi, our head PO in Las Vegas, both asked me about my play, and I told them through a string of 4-letter words that I lost to somebody who wasn't as good as me. And Milo and Navi both said, hey, it's part of the experience, you're learning. And Milo even pointed out that I got a glimpse of what it feels like to be a pro. Now I was confused by that comment at first, but then I thought about it on the drive home. So far, in my journey, everyone is better than me. Everyone. I almost expect to lose in a way. I mean, when I do, it's okay, to a certain extent. I don't feel like it's the end of the world. I hope I'm getting better and I move on. And sure, it brings a different type of frustration, but that's not what I felt today. In fact, in my second match, I lost to Technicals, the number 10 spot in the Vegas PR. And again, I was irritated at losing, but I wasn't salty about it. I should lose to Technicals. And that's what Milo was speaking about. I mean, think about it. Every pro at every tournament has a target on their back. They're the legendary gunfighters of the Old West. Everyone wants to meet them out in the street and see how they stack up against them. They're the best of the best and the ones to beat. And sure, their opponents are probably nowhere near as good as they are. But pros have off days too. They can lose to someone they should have beat. And that's what they deal with every day. Pressure and expectation. It must be exhausting. And if they lose, incredibly frustrating, infuriating, and a bit embarrassing. Even at my low level, I got a glimpse of that today, and I will honestly say it was one of the most difficult things I've had to deal with in my playing time so far. This loss was harder than any of my others because I know I should have won. But that's just the thing. Should I have? Did I deserve it? No. There is no deserve in competition. There are winners and there are losers, and it all comes down to who was the best that day in that one moment when it truly mattered. Today was not my day, and why is that? Why do I keep having these struggles? In my 18 tournaments I've attended so far, I've been asked multiple times if it was tournament nerves. And I've said no every time, and I did today too. I wasn't nervous. But Milo and Navi countered by stating that tournament nerves can appear in many different ways. It's not just about being nervous. It can be wrong inputs, forgetting your moves, giving an opponent too much respect, not giving an opponent enough respect, playing slowly, playing aggressively, or going into autopilot. And that's when I realized that this entire time, these last 3.5 months or so that I've been playing, I was experiencing tournament nerves and I hadn't even realized it. Coincidentally, I now know that mine are going on autopilot and choking to some extent. And while I think I can overcome the choking, it's the autopilot that is leading to my bad performances and has me concerned. By autopilot, I mean I just default into a basic level of play with no real depth or analysis. In my recorded matches, I've noticed this behavior, but I didn't know what was going on, or I didn't know why. And now I do. Now that I realize it's tournament nerves, I see that my trouble is that I forget about my training. I forget about my setups. I forget to wait and see what my opponent is doing. I forget to play with depth and understanding. I just throw out attacks and see what happens. Now I've recognized that, but now I have to work to clear that up. And that's the trouble. I'm not really sure how to overcome these nerves when it's not a level of nervousness, it's more a level of defaulting into a generic style of play. Do I need more experience? Do I need more practice? I don't know. I'm going to see if I can get a group of people together for weekly Smash Fests on top of my other training. Maybe that will help the issue. The good news is that I'm pushing back against my tournament nerves, and I'm trying to take my game to the next level while battling through these issues. I just don't know how long it'll take. If you've encountered some of these tournament nerves and overcame them, shoot me a message on Twitter at SteveJShockey, or contact me on my website at beyondbetapodcast.com, or on Facebook at Beyond Beta Podcast. I'd love to hear your story and how you overcame it, so I can get it out there and we can all start overcoming these issues. Thanks for watching.